Never do it, Leonard. Never turn your back on the business.
I never do, mate. I can't afford to.
Yeah, I did. Took the day off last Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, well, you know, I was being philanthropic, wasn't I? Do you see the prices that were coming in at? Ridiculous.
Well, not all of them, Squire, not all of them.
Enough of them.
Well, the punter must have a turn someday.
I like to see a fella carried away. A fella, not 100 of them. I think I'll quit before I get to the wall.
Oh, well, you will be quitting when you're ahead, won't you?
Oh, you're wrong there, Leonard. You're wrong there. Only way to stay ahead is to keep ahead. You stop peddling, last year's tax knocks you flat.
Ah, it brings tears to my eyes.
And you shove in an estimate like that.
I thought that was coming.
That's not an estimate, mate. That's a price. Firm. You'll never get it cheaper.
Yeah, well, between you and Lord Whig, I think I
It's
might...
cost, isn't it? Hardware, timber. I mean, look at the way steel's gone up.
Yeah, and small fields and betting levies. Look, couldn't you finish the bottom half of that in hardboard?
I thought you wanted solid security.
A really determined merchant would be lucky to get away with his bus fare home.
Do you want us to carry on or not?
Oh, go on then. 421 quid. I must be out of my mind.
Are you busy?
Well, we can fit you in. Look, what do you want?
It's this thing. Its bottom's broken. It won't stand up.
Oh, give it here.
It wants a longer flex as well.
When do you want it?
Well, it's not me that wants it. It's Minnie Colwell. It's a bit dim this weather in them back bedrooms, and she can't be getting up and switching the light on and off.
She poorly, then?
Well, she was right at rain on Saturday. She was building sandcastles.
I'm paddling.
Well, she wanted to go paddling.
Well, you let her.
Well, she wanted to go paddling.
You should have had more sense. You know she's not got any paddling at her age. Right, well, she's got a cold now. I hope you're satisfied.
Oh, dear. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So you should be. If it gets on her chest at her age, it couldn't be funny. Pneumonia's just round the corner.
Listen, I didn't give her pneumonia. I gave her a day out.
A day out and a week in bed. Some folk would call that a poor bargain. Hey, I believe there's other fellow we know up there. In company.
Yeah, that's right.
Popular place.
In company? Who was that, then?
Oh, Ken was there.
Oh, yeah, who with?
Oh, some girl. I don't know who she was.
Is that so?
Ah, now, Ken told us he was taking the twins to Blackpool.
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's right. They were there as well.
That's probably that Yvonne.
Oh, come on. He was having a day out, so he was with a girl. Nothing wrong in that, is there?
Well, who said there was?
Box of matches too, please, Bet.
Much on?
I'm up to here. I've been driving around all morning testing brakes.
How many working at Billy's place now?
You know, Lucille, I've got to think of that place as my place. Bottle of lemonade too, please, Bet, for the boy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just you and the lad, like.
Well, I don't have to take on another mechanic in the near future.
Do you need anyone to do the books?
Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, well, you know I'm looking for a job.
I'm sorry, Lucille. We can't afford somebody like you. I do the books myself at home. Ask Elsie.
I could be a reception girl as well.
Well, love, I hope in the future they'll be able to offer you just such a job. But at the moment, we haven't got that kind of class or that kind of money. Sorry, love.
Oh, well, back to the labour.
Nothing so far.
Oh, you must be joking.
It'll turn up.
Well, nothing will turn up while you're standing there.
Oh, I'm just going.
In that state,
What state?
dressed like that. How many times must I tell you, Lucille, you can't go for a job looking like that?
Why not? I'm perfectly respectable.
By your standards, employers might think different. You can't go for a job in a pair of slacks.
Of course they can. They have to take me as they find me.
And I'm telling you, they won't take you at all. Now go and get into a dress.
Oh, Auntie Annie.
Look, if you want a job, there are certain rules you must conform. Biting your nails again, that'll make a bad impression.
Auntie Annie, I'm not a kid.
I know that, dear. And if you want an adult job, then you must present yourself as an adult.
Oh, all right. I'll put a skirt
Yes,
on.
and not too short.
I'll put me maxi on.
That is going to the other extreme. How often must I tell you that employers are looking for
Somebody
someone...
in the middle of nowhere. Mediocre, Miss Middle of the Road. Well, if that's what they're looking for, no wonder this country's going to the dogs.
Strangely enough, Lucille, a lot of people are still looking for a nice, ordinary, average girl.
I was going over the road, you see, so I just thought...
Please, come in.
Well, I'm not interrupting. The minute
No,
you
not
want
at all.
something like
Not
that.
at all. Come in. Well, this is unexpected and very nice, too. What brings you to this part?
Well, I wanted to go in the centre, but I couldn't find anybody
Oh,
there.
that's Mrs. Sharple. She won't be far. You could go later.
Yes, I was going to.
Good. Well,
Thanks for Saturday. I enjoyed it.
so did I.
I think the twins did as well, didn't they?
Well, yes. They're like you, don't worry.
You don't think they had a good time?
Well, there's always, you know. Look, why don't you take your coat off, sit down, and we'll have coffee?
Oh, please, yes.
Take that.
Thank you. I have interrupted you, haven't I? Look, I won't stay long.
No, not at all. I mean, I can soon catch up with all that.
What did you mean about the twins?
Well, when you think it's all the upheaval, you know, they just settle down with Val's mum and dad, and I come along just for the day. We have a great time, and then I go away again.
Were they very upset?
No, I think more unsettled. They don't seem to be upset. It's odd.
You don't think it was me? I mean, they don't feel that I...
No. No, they liked you. They thought you were very nice.
Have you always lived here?
In the street? Yes, all my life.
Was this...
No, that was in the flats over the street where it's a warehouse now.
Oh, let me.
Oh, thank you.
So, everything's changed. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose so. Although when you say everything's changed, the street hasn't changed at all, and this is the house that I was born in.
Your family's house?
Yeah, and here I am, back again.
So, this is you.
Yeah. Oh, be careful.
Yes, now, I think you might be in with a chance here.
Yeah?
You've got O-levels, have you?
5.
Oh, well, they're only asking for 2 or 3, so you'd be all right.
Where is it?
It's Dixon and Freed, you know, the travel agency.
In town?
Pickering Street. I think we could say you've a head for figures, couldn't we?
Well, I was in a betting shop, wasn't I?
Yes, well, then I'll send you.
Hey, what sort of job is it? I mean, I might not like it.
Well, you're in no position to follow your fancy.
No, is it on the counter?
Well, no, it's a bookkeeper wages clerk. But it's an open plan office. I mean, you'd be in contact with the public. They mention that.
Hey, it might not be so bad. Hey, can you get cheap holidays? You know, staff discount and that.
They offer £15 a week to start with, which is more to the point.
Honestly, I've never been abroad, you see, except to Ireland.
Hello? Let's just see that we're not wasting our time first, shall we? Mr. Oliver, please. Mr. Oliver's the man you'll have to see. Oh, hello. Department of Employment. Yes, that's right. Is it still a vacancy? Oh, good. Well, I'm sending you along, young lady. Lucille Hewitt. What time do you want her to come? 2:30. Oh, yes, that's fine. No, there's nothing else at the moment. Right, thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, I got that. 2:30.
And good luck.
Well, 5 O-levels. I've always wanted to travel. Oh, I should walk into that.
Would you like some more?
Oh, no. I must get off. Thanks. Whoops.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had anybody here.
That's all right. What can I do for you?
No, it's all right, love. I'll call back some other
Don't be daft.
Oh, look, I'm just going.
Well,
Anyway.
there's no need to rush on.
Well, I must go. I must call in over the road. I shouldn't have stayed this long.
Oh, well, will you be around for lunch?
Nope, got to get back to the hotel.
Oh.
But I'll probably see you tonight.
That's right, yes.
Well, I'll see myself out. Goodbye, Mrs.
Oh, sorry, Elsie, Yvonne.
Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Well, probably see you again sometime.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers.
Yeah, bye. Tonight, then.
Yeah.
Good. Well, what can I do for you? A cupful of sugar or shilling for the meter?
No, I didn't come to borrow anything. I came to lend you something.
Oh, yeah?
The benefit of my advice. I think it's always best to know when everybody's talking about you.
Oh, and are they?
Did you know that a fella from round here went to Blackpool the other week with a girl?
You mean a widower, don't you? And that's why they're talking.
Didn't say out about that, love.
You surprise me.
Well, I think it's best to know when you obviously don't want the whole world to know, and the whole world does.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. What does is it's such a topic of interest.
Oh, well, you know what folk are like round here.
Well, how did you collect the news, or are they broadcasting it from vans?
I picked it up with my slice loaf at the corner shop.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. As you say, I didn't want it shouted from the rooftops. A bit soon, as they'd say.
Is that the girl in question that's
Yes,
just gone out?
Yvonne.
Yeah, she's rather nice.
Yes, she is.
Ah. Don't think I'm prying. I'm just being nosy, that's all. When did you meet her?
Well, it was after the funeral. You know, I went off for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's to a hotel not far from here called the Bay Tree, and she works there.
Ah, that's where you disappeared to, is it?
Yeah, she was very kind.
You mean she listened to you?
No, she made me say things, made me face things like the kids. Saturday was just a sort of thank you.
I see.
You know, it's funny. You can sometimes say things to a complete stranger that you can't say to someone you've known all your life.
Yeah. But she's not a complete stranger anymore, though, is she?
No. I just happened to bump into her again at the community centre.
What's she do?
Oh, yeah, cooking or something, cordon bleu stuff, you know. And I teach immigrants English one night a week. It happens to be the same night.
Are you, keen?
Well, she's very attractive, isn't she? I didn't notice that the first time.
Well, it's a good sign, isn't it? And don't you bother about what people think round here.
Oh, Elsie, I don't care what people say.
Oh, I wish I had a quid for every time I'd said that. Anyway, how are the kids?
Oh, they're fine. They're settled down much better than we
Still
thought.
in Glasgow?
No, they're in Blackpool with the Tetlocks. That's when I went over for the day.
Does it upset you a bit?
Yeah. Them too, I think. That's why it's a good thing Yvonne came along. You know, you need somebody outside it all.
Right. Yeah, well, take it easy. 2 kids is a bit much to shove on somebody all at once, isn't
Oh, no one's thinking anything like
it?
that.
No, you're bound to think of it when you meet somebody like that sort of girl. It's quite obvious you like her.
Is it that obvious?
I would say so.
You'd be right. I could like her a lot.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting. What do you want?
Someone to look after this lot till tonight, because I'm coming straight from town. I don't want to carry it round all day. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind, as long as you realise I can't be held responsible for it.
Oh, yes, of course. Where shall I put it?
I'll put it in a safe place.
Right.
You can find me tonight. You know where my little place
Yes.
is. I'll stick your name on it because there are a few others. I shall have to stop this if it catches on. What name is it?
Chapel. Yvonne Chapel.
Yvonne. Did I see you coming out of Clenballows, by any chance?
You might have done,
A
yes.
friend of his, are you?
I know him, yes.
I've known him since he was that high, him and his wife. Did you know her at all?
No, I didn't.
Tragedy. Tragedy going like that.
It hit him very badly, I know that.
Aye. Still, it's amazing how people get over these things,
People have to.
given time. I haven't seen very much of him lately. I suppose you've been seeing him a fair bit.
Once or twice, that's all. We're not even what you call good friends, Mrs. Sharples. That is what you wanted to know.
Well, I won't deny it. He's been like a son to me.
Well, don't worry. We are just about acquaintances, and there's nothing more to it on either side. And not likely to be.
I take it that thing's fixed, is it?
Last a lifetime, that?
It already has.
Well, another lifetime then. 10 feet of flex and a fresh plug. I don't know if it's the right sort, never having been inside my lady's chamber.
Well, it looks all right to me. How much do I owe you?
You don't really expect me to answer that, do you?
Whoa, she's very funny about accepting charity.
And you're not.
How much?
Nothing. And you don't have to accept it because it's not free to you, it's free to Minnie, all right?
Right enough, and thank you.
You're welcome. Just tell her to knock on our door next time she's got too much hot pot.
Are you calling in on Mrs. Caldwell?
I might be. I hope I can take your sympathy.
Never mind sympathy. Mrs. Walker, let's have a quarter bottle of brandy, will you? You can take her something from me.
Oh, she's not so bad that she needs reviving by your brandy.
There you are. Sorry it's not in a barrel. Don't lose your way, will you?
By the heck, if it wasn't for that dim spark of decency in you, I'd give you the point of my tongue.
You know, I think the point of her tongue was rather blunted for once. Congratulations.
Doesn't happen often, does it?
It hasn't been done for ages.
Do I have the time?
Well, you don't have to do it. You can get somebody else instead of a fella in Victoria
Not
Street.
I'd sooner spend the money on.
Well, it won't cost that much, will it?
Elsie, we do one room and the whole of the rest of the place looks shabby. We wound up doing the whole house, which costs
Talking
money.
about the living room.
No, Elsie, no, I'm sorry.
Look, I know you've got plans for a house and things like that, but after
Well,
all...
every penny we save now is a percentage towards that deposit, isn't it?
Well, all right, until then we live in a midden, do we?
It's not a bit. It's very nice. You keep it very clean.
Oh, well, sometimes I think it's a complete waste of time.
I think I know that tune. It's called Marital Harmony, isn't it? What does she want now, son?
I was going to paint the house.
The living room decorated.
You want to come and have a look at our place? Yours is a palace next to it.
All right, we'll all club together. You can get stuff trade, can't you?
Ours does me.
Yeah, if it was done up, it'd make the occupants look a bit shabby, not to mention the empties.
And ours does me.
Oh, men.
How often in this very place have I heard that very word, men?
Well, is it too much to ask for just a lick of paint, a blob of paper every now and again?
Men always think it's a very strange thing to want.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, we wouldn't do anything at all if we didn't push them.
Hey, now, wait a minute. There's only one fella wielded a paintbrush round here recently, and that was Ken Barlow. A fella on his tub.
There you are, you see? You don't realise what we do for you until we're not there, and I'm not being funny.
Is that all you came for?
Oh, well, if you're just going a bit later on to give a fire a bit of a poke, I'll bank it up now.
Yes, I'll do that.
You've got to keep the damp out of these houses. She wants putting away paddling at her time of life.
Well, you're only young once.
Thank the Lord. I hear you bumped into him.
You mean, you hear they bumped into us? Yes, we just waved across the sand to them. I have been told that the news had got out, if it is news.
Well, so long as it's not on the secret list or out like that, I hope you won't mind my saying I've just come across her.
She said she was going over.
Seems an agreeable girl. Comely.
Yes, I think so, too. But if you have any words of wit, warning, or wisdom, Mrs. Sharples, I'd save them, because I don't need them.
Well, I had something in mind to say, yes.
Well, it might be a little premature.
Funny that was the word I was going to use.
Look, allow me to decide when it's soon enough.
Look, I'm not talking about you mourning. I'm only saying it might be a little bit hasty if you go getting involved.
Has anybody said anything about that?
No, they haven't.
Well, there's no rule that says a widower shouldn't choose his own friends, and that includes women.
I'm just saying, spread your net as wide as possible. Take your time. Adjust yourself. And now I'm going.
All right. Goodbye.
You won't forget that fire, will you?
Why do you say that? Do you want me to forget it?
I mean, Minnie Colwell's fire.
You're all the same, honestly. You come home, you flop down, you turn on the telly, and you wouldn't even notice if the roof fell in.
Oh, yes, I would. I'd notice when the rainwater diluted me brown ale.
Ever occurred to you to wonder why? It's because we're out all day, slaving our guts out, trying to earn money so that you ladies can dream your dreams.
I'm out all day and all.
You don't call that the same kind of work.
It's the same kind of money, though, isn't it? Green stuff.
All right, you spend your money and I'll spend mine.
You have this trouble with your Cyril.
Oh, no, doesn't know what it means to be idle. He's a bit of a rarity.
You're telling me.
Yeah, but your Cyril never worked for himself, did he? I mean, the police was a very safe job. And with a pension. And he's young enough to do something else at the end of it.
You know, that's where the graft is, working for yourself. All the responsibility and no security.
Right, and if we come unstuck, there's a million fellas unemployed, aren't there? I don't fancy joining them.
Oh, well, I tell you why they're unemployed. It's because they're bone idle.
That is ridiculous.
Well, look, take Lucille. I mean, she gets £5 a week. Free keep here, so what's the incentive for her to work?
Yeah, but Lucille's the exception, isn't she? I mean, what about fellas with kids?
Ah, well, they collect a wad as thick as your wrist, some of them. And they're going cars to collect it.
Car, what he's worked for, why shouldn't he drive to Dole? What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
A fella's got a right to hang on to what he's got. It don't come so easy.
Hang on to it at the country's expense.
Oh, rubbish. You don't get the extra to run a car, you know that.
Don't. In that case, they should be spending that money on all them kids you're talking about.
A fella's got to have his pride. It's quite natural that any road, most of them haven't got cars and they never have had.
Never had jobs either, most of them, for half of the time, only for a few weeks at a time, work shy. That is why the country is where it is today. There are far too many, what's the word? Skivers.
A million skivers?
Well, not all of them, but some of them are sponges.
Well, even if there's 100,000 sponges, there's still at least 1 million blokes crying for jobs, so don't tar 'em.
Don't forget that some of these sponges and skivers have got jobs, good soft jobs.
Yeah, like a few politicians for a start.
Well, I still say it's a very different thing today to what it was before the war.
How is it?
Right.
Very different.
Well, they're still out of work, aren't they? It's not that different.
Is it not, lad? I'll tell you something. Have you ever heard of a town called Jarrow?
no.
Now, listen, I'll tell you about Jarrow, because I was a lad in Jarrow, grew up there. Now, my father went 2 years out of work, and he wasn't trying to break any records. We didn't live awfully well when he was out of work, you know? And the people next door didn't, the people next door to them, and the people in the next street and then the next town. My father walked 40 miles to get the one job that was going, and he found himself in the queue with 50 other men.
All right, so they had hard times.
We're the pawnbrokers today and the money lenders. The people who used to charge £0.50 a pound a week if you borrowed from them. They were thick as fleas in those days. You don't see them around today because they only thrive in hard times. You don't know what hard times are,
No,
lad.
you've got a point there, you know. I mean, there's no free handouts in those days, was there? No, well, there wasn't. I mean, none of your earnings-related benefit and free this, free that, free the other. Now you've got Social Security, National Health. Don't forget that,
Yeah, you don't
know.
remember when there wasn't a National Health Service, do you?
All
I
right,
remember.
all right. Well, do you want to go back to them days?
Well, nobody does.
Right,
Nobody here, anyway.
Well, stop knocking the fellas on the dole just because they're not getting it hard enough.
Yes, he's got a point there.
I mean, some of these ones are the fellas who change things, aren't they? Affluent society. Where does it come from? Fellas working. And now they're redundant because someone isn't making a profit. Because half the managers don't know their excuse me from their elbow.
And because of strikes, don't leave them out?
Yes, all right, but it's only half the picture, isn't it? We talk about losing man hours. We are losing 40 million man hours a week just on unemployed.
Well, he's right there.
Of course I'm right.
We've come a long way from what we started with, haven't we? Decorating our living room.
Oh, come on, Elsie.
Well, all I can say is that if you were offered a job in those days, you were very glad of it. Lucille thinks she can pick and choose.
Would you just wait your turn, please?
You kept me waiting all morning. I don't have to start every time I come in, do I? It's a fine way to run things.
Who's dealing with you?
Someone called Prentice.
What day do you sign on?
Wednesday, you know that.
Would you just wait in cubicle 1, please?
Peggy. Miss Hewitt. I'll put her number 1 for you. Yeah, another one. Hey, John.
Good afternoon. What's the trouble? You lot wasting me time. When I got there, that job was gone. Taken. Filled.
Where was that?
Dixon and Free, don't you remember that even?
I deal with a lot of people in a day.
Yeah, well, you might check before you send people off wasting the bus fares.
We do check.
Well, why did they tell me when it was gone when I got there then?
Just wait, will you?
You are right.
Another one.
What's that?
A vacancy. Mysteriously filled when the applicant gets there. Happens all the time.
You don't think it's really filled?
Although you 10 to 1, it's still on the books tomorrow.
If you were an employer and you didn't like the look of somebody, what would you say?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, they can afford to be choosy, you see. Besides, it's easier to say the job's filled than be polite and go through an interview.
So, we get it in the neck.
Yeah, but why should they do that? I mean, just decide they didn't want someone.
Well, usually it's somebody who's got all the qualifications on paper, but, you know, the boss just doesn't like their manner, particularly in a business that deals with the public.
Oh, I mean, this one. She's a bit on the aggressive side, eh?
You wouldn't be far wrong.
Oh, we'll just let her cool her heels a while, eh?
Look, why don't you go inside? There's no point in waiting around out
Please,
here.
my friend would like to enroll for classes. Is all right?
Yes, that's fine. Very good. I'll dig out a form for him.
Okay, I tell him it is all right.
Very good, and you'll be able to cover what we've already done to bring
Oh,
him up
yes,
to
yes,
date.
yes. I work very hard.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, Nessie, look, you take them all into the classroom, and I'll come and join you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, yes, thank
You
you.
just sit down.
Come
Wait
on.
to come through.
Come on.
I'll be with you in a second. Oh, hey. You got a minute?
Oh, just, yes.
Oh, good. You surprised me when you came today. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I was just passing.
Well, why don't you just pass again?
If you like.
Yes, only this time, don't rush off.
Is this a formal invitation?
Well, it's not formal, but it is an invitation.
Oh, I don't have another night off, not till next...
What about
Wednesday.
tonight?
Right, that's fine.
And I'll cook you some supper.
Oh, now why don't I do that? Cordon bleu, you know.
Ah, well, I like showing off, you see, and particularly to people who appreciate it.
What were you thinking of doing? Lobster thermidor?
Wrong month.
Sorry.
All right, well, I'll pick you up after the class then.
I'll be here.
Right, well, I'll just go and sort out the Tower of Babel. That takes me about an hour.
Oh, mine takes a bit longer than that.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind waiting to eat. Right.
Yes, well, there's nothing more we can do today. Come back tomorrow and we'll see what there is then.
You've done it again, haven't you? Kept me waiting. I've wasted an whole day.
Miss Hewitt, this is not the easiest job in the world. Please don't make it more difficult than it need be. You can be your own worst enemy.
Why? Because I won't lie down and let you treat me like a dish rag.
If you want me to help you, then you must learn to help me. Now come back tomorrow and bring this card and a different attitude. And perhaps we'll get somewhere.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I see. How's your work record? Up to then. Was it good?
Nobody's ever found fault with my work. I'll show you these letters I've got
all
in here.
You just hang on to them.
Jerry!
Oh, hello, Lucille.
We'll get your records up from Birmingham. Meanwhile, you just continue signing on here. I'll give you a regular time. Now, you've been out of work since June, is that right?